Today on 21st Century Business, explore state-of-the-art technology, innovative business strategies, insights from cutting-edge corporations around the globe, a visionary look into the answers of tomorrow, today. Business leaders, business solutions, 21st Century Business.
Today's business environment and budget limitations are forcing many manufacturers to delay purchasing new equipment, even as their production requirements or market requirements change. Their goal, identifying how they can produce more while keeping the same equipment. Well, yes, that can be accomplished. And here to explain how is Stephen Carter, president of LT Software Solutions. Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
Thank you, Jackie.
Stephen, what is the biggest challenge facing manufacturers today?
Their biggest challenge is being able to produce the same amount of product with less equipment.
Steve, you provide automation integration services for today's high-tech production environment. Can you tell us a bit about that service?
We provide automation services that will allow our customers to upgrade their existing facilities. That will allow them to produce more with the same existing equipment without having to basically purchase brand new production lines. They can take the existing production lines and upgrade them with our technology and hardware and end up with a much more cost-effective solution.
Sounds like a fascinating concept. So to see this in the factory, let's go to this 21st Century Business Field Report.
LT Software assists customers in increasing their throughput and decreasing their dependence on the original equipment manufacturer while still maintaining low costs.
LTSS provides us with prompt, courteous, professional service, and we've been working with them for about 2 years.
We were having major problems with downtime when before LT arrived, but since they reprogrammed each machine, our downtime has been reduced significantly.
I would certainly recommend LT Software. Downtime isn't something that you can plan for, and they're always there when we need them. They're a phone call away. They'll work with us over the phone and send out a technician as needed.
LTSS's familiarity with the total automation environment is not limited to a specific industry, product, or platform. This allows them to identify their customers' needs and apply them with the right solution for their project on budget and on time. For 21st Century Business, I'm Steve Michaels reporting.
So Stephen, tell us who LT Software Solutions is and how you help manufacturers solve this dilemma.
We provide a direct interface between our customers and their OEMs, the original equipment manufacturers. And we basically allow our customers to start to rely less and less on the OEMs and more on a local resource, namely us.
And you're retrofitting, you're upgrading, what are you doing?
We're both retrofitting and upgrading. We basically will take obsolete equipment that are in our customer's facility and replace them with newer equipment, with new technology, with new software that will allow them to produce the same or more product with fewer people and with less cost.
You mentioned earlier with me that it's also often a smaller solution. How does that work?
It often is a much smaller solution, much less power consumption, much smaller footprint. It actually allows more room in the factory floor.
Huh. Now, what type of industries are you involved with?
We're involved in a very diverse set of industries, all the way from chocolate and candy to steel to water, wastewater. We basically cover the gamut.
Huh, it does sound like a lot of industries, a lot of diversity. What is it that allows you to be so viable across so many industries?
It's both the personnel that we have on board who also have very diverse backgrounds and our core software offering. Those two together allow us to basically provide a solution to any of the industries out there. And our basic approach is that a valve or a motor operates the same way no matter where it is. And we can apply that software concept to many different industries with very little change in our core software.
Steve, you've developed what's called the object-oriented approach to industrial software development. What is this and how does this benefit customers?
Our object-oriented approach to industrial automation can be thought of as a molecular approach to industrial problem solving. Basically, all valves and motors and analog loops operate the same way. And by breaking these controls up into very small pieces, it allows us to put together these individual molecules, if you will, into a total solution very rapidly. Very often we can have a 95% solution to our customer's problem just using our objects, which allows us to deliver a complete solution in much less time.
How does your software interface with the real-world production lines?
Our software interfaces with specialized computers called PLCs, and these PLCs are used to control the I/O devices, inputs and outputs, as well as analogs for temperature that exist on the production line. By combining all of these into the PLC, we can actually turn on outputs, sense inputs, sense the change in temperature, sense the change in flow, and respond appropriately to control the process.
So you really are moving equipment that is how much older? I mean, how old was that equipment that you are now bringing into the 21st century?
In some cases, the equipment is 20 years old, 30 years old. Even if the equipment is 10 years old, the technology expands so rapidly that what we have available today wasn't even thought of 10 years ago. And the capabilities and the speed of the ability to respond to the process is so much greater that we can do so much more with a much, much smaller profile.
It is fascinating. What types of partnerships have you developed, Steve, that allow you to provide the level of support that your customers require?
We've developed several close relationships with the PLC manufacturers, and we're certified solution providers for them. And it allows us, because we know the internal workings of their equipment so well, it allows us to provide our object-oriented approach and to apply it very, very effectively.
Now, I understand you also provide specialized supervisory control and data acquisition, or SCADA services, as well as other enterprise software with these partnerships. Tell us more about that.
Yes, we've expanded our object-oriented approach into the SCADA, or the HMI environment, basically allowing all of the data that happens on the factory floor, all of the inputs, the outputs, the analog values, to be very, very easily connected into the SCADA world, and to allow a high-speed link so that that data can be displayed on the SCADA device or the display that would be at the operator center very quickly and very easily.
Now, a big part of your business is upgrading obsolete controls on production machinery. Why is that so important to your customer base?
It's very important to our customer base because as market requirements change and as customer requirements change, our customers have to respond to that changing environment. In addition to that, they also have to be able to maintain that equipment. And if that equipment becomes obsolete through generational changes in the PLC equipment itself, or as you just simply can't find it or can't find anybody that knows what to do with it anymore, it makes an awful lot of sense to upgrade it to newer technology.
Now, what is the value to your customers of supplying these detailed technical proposals and the proof of concept and in-house process simulation?
These are all tools that allow us to make sure that when we arrive on site that our software will perform to our customers' expectations. And it allows us, since all of the software is fully tested to these specifications, to spend much less time on site, and it minimizes the amount of downtime.
So you are really in there able to work the first day because of all the preparation you have done.
We hit the ground running.
What does your staff offer over and above your competition?
Our staff is very diverse. They come from many, many different backgrounds, and their expertise level plus our core software allows us to combine all of that together to provide solutions across many, many industries.
That makes sense that you would need that many. What about ROI? What kind of ROI can your customers expect?
Our customers can expect to have ROI in very, very, very short terms. Many times using overall equipment effectiveness, we can minimize the amount of downtime in even 5-minute segments can significantly affect the ROI over a long term.
And are you available with 24/7 support?
We are. We offer 24/7 support through a call center, and many of our customers, when they have to produce, they have to produce. And if they're down, the clock is ticking, and it's costing them very dearly when they're out of production. So having 24-hour support allows them to get back up very, very quickly.
Let me ask you about, well, let me ask you a slightly political question. We hear so much that outsourcing, is going on with manufacturers, outsourcing to companies like India and China, of course. Your solution allows them to do more with fewer people, so some people might say, wow, is this helping? Or how do you respond?
If we don't figure out in this country how to be competitive with China and India, those production facilities are going to go there anyway. Our approach would allow our customers in this country to become much more competitive, much more cost effective by reducing the amount of time that it would take to upgrade their equipment. And basically allow them to have a new production facility here as opposed to taking advantage of the cost effectiveness of a new production facility in India or China, for instance.
So how do you see the future, Steve, for your industry, this upgrading and retrofitting industry for manufacturing, and your position in it?
We see ourselves positioned very well to provide retrofits far into the future because there are a large number of older manufacturing lines out there that need that retrofitting and upgrade.
Well, Steve, given the current business environment, what you offer seems to be a real forward-thinking solution. So thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Jackie.